The jackal and falcons that survive from the tomb would have actually originally sat as sort of guardian figures on the top of a coffin lid. We know this from other examples of coffins of this particular period that have been found with those in place. Emblems of ancient Egyptian gods associated with funerary beliefs and the protection of the dead. The figurines actually help us date the tomb quite precisely because they're common to a very particular period in Egyptian burial. We know the particular moment when our tomb was reused. We're really lucky to have a miniature coffin that is the model of the same type of coffin that the jackal and falcon figurines that we have would have originally come from.
As the object was brought in, it showed these areas of losses, and the curator said that she'd like to have these reconstructed to actually identify again as a jackal and a falcon. I've needed the full-size objects to use them as a template so that I could transfer their characteristic shape into a much smaller scale. So I've done that by doing some drawings first, and then I've used these drawings to model the missing parts out of wax, because it's a really soft material and you can easily adjust the shape of the heads and add some very fine details in the wax as well. So I've used the wax model as a one-to-one template to then create the final shape out of balsa wood, which is really soft because you can smoothen the surface really easily. In conservation, we want to keep our treatments reversible, so that's why I've used acrylic materials to adhere the head on, and also afterwards I've retouched the reconstructed parts with an acrylic paint. And then I've also added a matting agent to adjust the sheen, so to give it a more uniform look.
The miniature coffin would have been part of a larger assemblage where it would have stood in front of an Osiris figure. It would have been a ritual object that, again, would have helped try to ensure the rebirth of the owner in the afterlife.